is Julia Nguyen, and welcome back to the Daisy Dispatch. Last spring, students in the class of 2025 submitted their capstone proposals. Capstones, also known as impact projects, are an optional year-long research project for juniors where they focus on a topic of their choosing. With the aid of Miss Budzik and Dr. George, who facilitate and guide the students, each of them work from September to late March, researching, working with their mentors, and creating their final project. At the end of March, students film videos for an expo to show off their work. Each student also signs up for a 15-minute slot where they present their capstone to an audience of interested faculty and students. Let's hear from some of the students about their hard work.
So my capstone project was to finish writing a book that I've been working on for 4 years. It's a dystopian novel, and it's meant to sort of show the balance between too much control versus too little control and how that develops into chaos. And I wanted to reflect on stuff that's been going on in our world currently. Well, I started it long before I made it my capstone. And what inspired me, it was during COVID, so I really had nothing to do. And I saw everyone on TikTok was like writing a book at that point. And I wanted to sort of write one that reflected what was going on in the world at that moment. And there was a lot like politically, as you may know. So I kind of wanted to like exaggerate that a bit and reflect on it. And that's what I did. Yeah. Well, I initially started out the capstone wanting to publish the book, but it turns out that writing takes a very, very long time. So that was the setback. I did end up finishing writing it, and I'm in the editing process. But I sort of had to switch my capstone around for that. I'd say just the time. Time is the hardest part of the writing process because you need a lot of it, and juggling that with school is very difficult.
I researched a lot about CAR T cell therapy, which is a cancer treatment for patients with leukemia or lymphoma. And I created a big poster to hang in Hardy and with all information on with all types of information on that. And I have a QR code with a video of me just delving into that, giving a basis for listeners to just look into that. And yeah. So I've always loved science. As a kid, I've always wanted to be a doctor. And this last summer, I did an internship at the University of Maryland, where I had the opportunity to learn about CAR T cell therapy, and I'm using this project to just again delve deep into that and bring that treatment. It's something I didn't know until last summer to the Bryn Mawr community and make them more aware of that. I would say something that I struggled with is definitely getting in contact to or like reaching out to those the people that I needed to reach out to get that information. It's definitely not my strongest suit, but I've learned and I've gotten better, and it's definitely a tactic that I'm going to use later in my future when I get into other projects, learning how to make those connections, and it's all about the networking.
So my capstone is on media representation of different female athletes depending on what country they're from. So I have ones from like Korea, America, the Middle East, a whole bunch of different places. So in the Arabic class, we were discussing how female athletics are perceived in different countries in the Middle East, and I was trying to pick a topic for my capstone, and I thought since I play lacrosse, this could kind of relate to like different athletes in like the professional and college world.
Students recently completed their projects and began presentations on March 26th. The Capstone program gives juniors a chance to create their own projects, allowing them to formulate skills such as organizing data on their own and following a more unconventional timeline than they would in other school assignments. The freedom to explore personal interests and individual ideas is beneficial to students' development as learners as they take on the responsibility of leading their own projects.